And we are live. And too loud? No, should be fine. Welcome. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland Play It. It's Thursday. Very thirsty day. Thursday. On Switzerland Play It. Every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. I talk about gaming news, a bit about movie news and show news. And I hope I bring you interesting stuff. I think today we are packed. I have a lot of diverse stuff because we love it diverse here on Switzerland Play It. And yeah, let's get into it. The main headline is, my sex with Hitler. I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of sex with Hitler, but it is included in today's news, kinda. Let's get into it. I refreshed. Good for you. Ahoy, ever eaten. Fallout 76 will have more content based on the TV show. Bethesda Game Studio has teased plans to add more content to Fallout 76 based on the Prime Video TV series. Creative director John Rush said in an interview with Variety that Game Studio and the TV's teams are in discussion all the time, but it's too soon to say what specific content may be in the works. I just find it interesting, especially because Fallout 76 for me is not a really successful game. It got better, it got useful, it got usable now, but other than that, I think it fell off a lot. The launch was like messed up. It had like glitches all over the place, but it has its fans now, and the TV show was okay. It was not like a major success. It looks fine. It is technically done well, but story-wise, it might piss off a lot of people. I don't care too much about the story. I just picked this story because it reminds me of a little bit about, Street Fighter. Then the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie came because of the game Street Fighter, the movie. And based upon the movie, a game came out, Street Fighter, the movie, the game. It reminds me for some reason about that. Yeah, if you're a fan of it, if you play it, there you go. We're gonna have some stuff from the show in the game sooner or later. Muted? What do you mean muted? No, I'm not muted. I'm very confident I'm not muted. Not at all. But it must be. It must be as usual. Neuro, ahoy Godzilla. That show is very badly written. It looks like it looks nice, but it's a bad show. I just don't like the black dude's journey to become one of the knights. Other than that, the show is okay. Yeah. Zynga boss says Star Wars Hunters was no failure despite imminent shutdown. I didn't even know that such a game existed, but thank you for telling me it was a big success, I guess. Typically, when a live service game is shut down by its publisher, the assumption is the game failed to perform in some way, usually financially. And that is underwhelmingly performance resulted in its discontinuation. Star Wars Hunters, Zynga's multiplayer shooter set in the Star Wars universe, is being shut down in October, but despite a lower than anticipated attach rate, Zynga CEO Frank Gibault says it was no failure at all. Speaking with the game business, Gibault said that the team at Zynga built a great tech base and a fun game with hunters, but the game did not emerge as a viable business. Specifically, Gibault cites a lack of organic installs from the license as a contributing factor in its imminent discontinuation. Yeah, I mean, there must be a reason why it was not installed a lot, right? and you can't afford it, it seems, because of license issues. And it's gone. Despite it looks fine in the sense of like visually, but it looks too similar to me, like a Fortnite, and it seems to play like Fortnite pretty much. It has like battle royale elements to it. It is more also like a capture the flag game with your team, or defending spots and all that. I took a look at it today after reading this, and yeah, you did not too well. So there's a reason why you needed to shut it down. Very, very simple. There's a lot about I don't like. Each time I watch it, I see more I don't like. I watched it only once, and that was enough for me. And I am kind of waiting for the season 2 just to see how they develop the characters and all that. But other than that, yeah, I don't care too much for it. I don't care too much. Oh, haste! This looks like a Marvel Rivals. It is gameplay-wise maybe like a Overwatch Marvel competitor. Visually, it looks a lot like Fortnite. Like a polished Fortnite. A little bit better graphics, a little bit more glare to it, a little bit more glossy, the characters, just visually. But yeah, whatever, man. This one is an interesting one because we get some numbers. Grand Theft Auto 6 will clear 7.6 billion US dollars in first 60 days, investment firm predicts. Making predictions about Grand Theft Auto 6 is a bit tricky, considering that game is still at least 10 months away. It's not a question about whether GTA 6 will be a hit, but how big of a far the impact will be felt. Video game venture capitalist firm Convoy recently released its projection for GTA 6, and it's predicting that Rockstar Games' latest title will reach 7.6 billion US dollars in revenue just 60 days after launch. I have no idea how you can come to those numbers, to be honest. Already, I mean, it's weird how you can predict it. Very specific, 7.6-ish, right? It's pretty specific number, so yeah. Josh Chapman, a managing partner of Convoy, shared the company's GTA 6 forecast on LinkedIn earlier this week. Convoy's analysis makes certain assumptions that have yet to be confirmed by Rockstar, including an $80 US dollar base price and a $2 billion US dollars budget for the game itself. If that's the case that the game really has a budget of 2 billion, that's the biggest budget for a game ever, right? And it's going to stay for quite a while, the biggest budget of a game. And you literally can call it, for that price point, a quadruple A title. Just because of the numbers. It's just weird you invest so much money in such a game, but people are going to love it. Not me, but many others. Those numbers are still conjecture, and the CEO of Rockstar's partner company, Take-Two Interactive, Strauss Zelnick, recently said that there is a way more value to a consumer than whatever that consumer pays, as opposed to what the top line price is. Oh, ouch, my junk. They love polishing turds. hit. It's just... I mean, they phrase it this way. I don't know why. English,
motherfucker!
I don't know shit about English, right? I will never play GTA 6. I will not say I will never play it, but I'm not going to buy it. let's put it that way. I got GTA 5 for free on Epic Store, so there you go. And the deluxe edition or something, even like that. I've never once even played 5, but 2 billion wasted if they inject too much woke shit. I hope it fails. That would be hilarious. It's not gonna fail. The question is, how much money is it gonna make, really? Because I'm sure they're gonna put some kind of woke in it. What kind of woke, how much of it, who knows? I don't think they're gonna put too much woke in it because they don't want to lose like their base of players. And their base of players are non-woke people. Like paying 170 for a T2 designed to look like a game made 30 years ago. Yeah, but that's the special edition or whatever it was. Ouch, my junk. Ahoy, unfolding. Let's continue. One of the last predictions is that GTA 6 will feature 200-person lobbies and a system that allows other players to steal weapons and items from each other. That sounds like an MMO, like finally GTA reaches the MMO status, right? So that might be interesting gameplay-wise. And stealing stuff from each other. Ooh, that's gonna destroy friendships, I feel like. That's gonna hurt like a lot of people's feelings. You asshole, why did you steal my weapon? I paid a lot of money for that weapon. Why did you do that? I'm gonna unfollow you. I'm gonna remove you from my friends list and all that. Let's see how that goes. I find it interesting. Yeah, 2 billion budget. Who knows if that's true? That's gonna be crazy. A crazy amount of game, and they're gonna want this money back. And I'm pretty sure the game will at least be $80. It's probably gonna be even higher. It might be the first base game, $90 across all the platforms. Could be the case. Who knows? Rockstar wants all your money. They want all my money. They're gonna get zero. I love to play Red Dead Online, and I would play it like every week, but I just had enough because they don't protect you from the modders. You can't even create like private sessions, which is stupid as fuck. At least you can do that in GTA 5 to protect you from other assholes who just destroy your fun time. Yeah, I don't like that. So they should have invested a little bit time and money in just allowing people to make private sessions with their friends in Red Dead Online. Other than that, the game is lovely. Red Dead Online. You know what's not so super lovely? That Ubisoft still tries to pretend they are a great company. Ubisoft names Yves Guillemot's son as a co-CEO of the new Tencent-backed subsidiary. The French publisher announced that unnamed subsidiary, which is partly owned by Tencent, after a 1.167 billion euro investment earlier this year. The aim is for the subsidiary to oversee Ubisoft's three biggest IPs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Besides Far Cry, I don't care for the other IPs, to be honest. Far Cry, I wish they would do a better job with the next one than the last one, which included like, yeah, we need to fight the dictator because of tranny, and yeah, it is a part in the game of the Far Cry 6. The one rebellious guy is a tranny, and that's why he is fighting, because trannies are being pushed down, held down, and all that crap. Where was I? And act autonomously from its parent. On Wednesday, Ubisoft named Charlie Guillemot as co-CEO of the new venture. Charlie previously led Ubisoft-owned mobile studio Oland before leaving to co-found Web3 indie firm UrhG and rejoining Ubisoft earlier this year. He will be joining as co-CEO by 35-year company veteran Christophe Derenay, who is the former head of the successful Montreal studio and Ubisoft's managing director for North America. According to Ubisoft, Charlie and Christophe's main responsibilities will be to define the strategy and vision for its brands and create their right conditions for the teams to operate at the highest level. With complementary backgrounds, Christophe Dernay and Charlie Gilmore bring strong industry expertise, deep knowledge of the Ubisoft ecosystem, and a shared culture of innovation, it said. Speaking to Variety, the new leadership team was asked to address concerns of nepotism regarding Charlie's appointment as co-CEO. Charlie Gilmore responded, "I'd like to address this question directly, if I may. I completely understand where it comes from, and I want to be clear about it. Yes, I'm Eve's son. That's not something I hide from. But my appointment isn't only about family ties. It's about what Ubisoft needs at this moment." So he is just, Ubisoft was founded on a family corporation basis, right? So it's nothing new that you're gonna keep it in the family pretty much, right? And you're gonna make your offspring learn the business and be involved in the business. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, really. But that this was brought up in the first place, it just is a little bit weird by a Variety and all that, right? It's just a little bit weird. So I took a little look. When did start Ubisoft's downfall? Because they lost on the stock market like 85% so far since the last 4 year-ish, 4 or 5 year-ish. It just went down and down and down, and that's why Tencent brought in investment money, those 1.16 million euros, a billion, not million, billion. And I just wanted to find out, is this guy like somehow tied to the downfall, or is it because he left it that the downfall started? But it's a little bit different than you might think. He was in this mobile department of Ubisoft, and he produced a game that included like Black Lives Matter messages and all that. So I think he's not a good choice because of those ideas he has in his head. And that he tells us, like, that's what Ubisoft needs now, me, and in this company. A little bit weird. I don't think it's going to help the company, to be honest. Just look up his name, Charlie Gilmore, and what he produced, and you're going to see Black Lives Matter is included in all that shit. Fart cry. Don't fart cry. That sounds weird, man. Unfolding. I don't think like any modern FPS now that I think about it. Maybe Doom is it. And Doom Eternal, I haven't played the newest one though. Doom Eternal is still very great. You may not. Most of the time, anyone playing FPS on Rumble, I skip. Yeah, because those are being featured the whole fucking time. It's fucking lame. The same game, it doesn't look different. Anybody who plays that, be it the Dr. Disrespect, being this Reliant Live guy, being this Fryborn. We have many of those recently. It feels like every week we get one of those guys who play the same game and play the same style, like talk the same. It feels very generic, and Rumble keeps promoting those guys, and those guys don't give a damn about Rumble. I want to repeat that. Those guys don't give a shit about Rumble. Otherwise, you would promote Rumble in your stream, or at least in your title somehow, or even on your X profile, like I'm on Rumble now too and all that. But they don't give a shit, man. They don't give a shit. But Rumble keeps rumbling, I guess. Just like Charlie Gilmore is gonna Ubisoft, like Ubisoft does Ubisofting. You be so soft, man. Very flaccid. If you play Ubisoft games these days. They're shells, Call of Duty. Just there for the... They're not even getting like a lot of money. That's the point. But the Rumble is promoting them all the time. Anyhow, that was a weird news I read today, and I want you to know it. 2. YouTuber faces jail time for showing off Android-based gaming handhelds. There are countless Android-powered gaming handhelds, but they go beyond the usual slate of Android games by offering console emulation support. The problem is the game ROMs on these devices, which are not entirely legal. Usually none, any ROMs on those devices are legal at all. If it was like an indie company who sold it to this manufacturer of this handheld, yes, but usually they never have a license to put any ROMs on those devices. So be cautious about that, because at least in Italy it seems to be a big problem. Italian YouTuber Once We're Nerd is learning how seriously some right holders are taking game piracy after agents from the country's Guardia di Finanza showed up to confiscate his consoles. He now says the investigation could lead to criminal charges and the end of his channel. I think you should be way more concerned about only the criminal charges, and at this point, who gives a shit about your channel, dude? If you're gonna be in prison up to 3 years, by the way. Once We're Nerd has produced YouTube content covering a plethora of gaming topics, including Android-based handheld game machines from the likes of PovKitty and Trim UI. These devices usually run an older version of Android that has been heavily modified for gaming, featuring built-in emulation support for retro consoles like Super NES, Nintendo 64, PlayStation Portable, GameCube, and more. They've become quite popular as the cost of mobile hardware has come down, making it possible to buy what is essentially an updated PSP or Game Boy Advance for $100 or less. Need more Saints Row. No, Saints Row is lame too. I haven't played the Saints Row since last 10 years at least. Yeah, due to for a good one. In general, maybe. Recently, Once We're Nerd attracted the attention of Italy's Ministry of Economy and Finance, which is tasked with policing copyright in the country. In the video first spotted by Android Authority, which has AI-generated English language track. I hate those. Did you witness those recently? Like just YouTube videos being automatically like translated audio-wise in a different language. Hate those. Sounds so weird. The YouTuber explains that Guardia di Finanza appeared at his door in April with a search warrant. Agent accused the creator of promoting pirated copyrighted material stemming from his coverage of Anbernic handheld game consoles. While emulation software is not illegal, a surprising number of these devices ship chock full of preloaded ROMs. The channel showed multiple Sony and Nintendo games running on the device. Once We're Nerd is far from the only channel posting about these devices, though. Officials seized more than 30 handheld consoles and demanded copies of Once We're Nerd's correspondence with the companies making these devices. Once We're Nerd says he has cooperated fully with investigators and contends that he has done nothing wrong. Yeah, I assume he just put ROMs on those devices of games he owns in the background. I just assume that, and hopefully everything goes all right with him and this case. But who knows, man? Those copyright cunts are cunts. Legal gray area. The firm making these handhelds all operate out of China, which is beyond the reach of Western copyright law. They still sell the devices intentionally sticking to vague language about inclusion of game ROMs. For example, Anbernic offers bundles with micro SD cards marked as compatible 7,000 plus games. That makes this approach to revisiting the retro games a legal gray area at the very least. Authorities believe that Once We're Nerd activities may still run afoul of Article 171 in Italy's copyright law, which allows for up to 3 years imprisonment of violations. Yeah, I mean, don't order those, just in general, don't order those consoles, those handhelds with already preloaded stuff. If you can avoid that, like no SD cards included. SD cards you can get very fucking cheap. And the other stuff, how to make ROMs yourself, you need to find out. That's all I can say. Legal gay area. I think this is mostly to send a message to us plebs at the bottom. The Ministry of Truth, very much so. If he was making them and selling them with ROMs on them, that would be also BY. No, Italy seems to just to be a more annoying country to do stuff like that. It is unclear who made the original complaint against the channel. Once We Are Nerd has seen documents that cite copyrighted material from Nintendo and Sony, but Guardia de Financia doesn't need to reveal that detail until the preliminary investigation is finished, and cases can be brought by the agency itself. So if they just got wind of it, they are doing the investigation upon themselves pretty much. But I doubt that. I really doubt that. Depends on how big the channel though is. I haven't checked that. Like, let's find. Shut up. 50k followers. Not a super big channel. Even for Italy, like proportioned. Not a big channel. Not really. Sony bought it. Our money is on Nintendo, which is particularly litigious when it comes to defending its intellectual property. Yeah, you might be very wrong. You might be putting your money on the right party there. When the investigation is complete, the government will either file charges or dismiss the case. Current law also gives officials the power to shut down the Once We Are Nerd channel while the investigation is ongoing. Italy has a history of heavy-handed copyright enforcement. The country's internet regulator recently demanded that Google poison DNS to block illegal streams of soccer. So yeah, because Italy and football, not soccer. Soccer is gay. Soccer sounds gay. Why? You're playing it with your foot. Italy is very big on soccer, and they invest a lot of money into that sport. So I see why they are so defending that shit. So it's not hard to believe investigators would pursue a case against someone who posts videos featuring pirated games on YouTube. Yeah, I hope he has everything in order with his games. I hope he deleted everything. Yeah, I hope he didn't use a SD card with preloaded ROMs he doesn't own. Because Italy seems to be like a bitch about that. 3 years, what the fuck? I can go to the nearest Walmart and buy an illegal fake Game Boy with all the NS games on it for $10. $10? $10? That sounds a little bit too cheap. With display and all that, I don't know. I mean, might be. Walmart is known to have like very cheap shit. Side note, John Malkovich Red's ghost cut from Fantastic Four. Director says it was heartbreaking not to include him. But the need to service an extensive cast that includes Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, Julia Garner, and Ralph Ineson, as well as a story that begins years into the Fantastic Four superhero lives as Reed and Sue welcome their first child, led to filmmakers to realize that Malkovich's appearance wasn't working with the full story. I don't know what exactly they had in mind, if it was only flashbacks or if this enemy, this villain came along again. It was the Red Ghost who supposedly has like those 3 apes, super apes, as his companions. It was heartbreaking not to include him in the final version of the movie because he is one of my very favorite humans and one of my biggest inspirations, the director said. As a person who walks the line between theater and film and television, there's no one who is more inspiring than the founder of Steppenwolf Theater Company. What he's done on stage as an actor and what he's done as a director in theater as well as in film, and is just a film actor of incredible ability. I was honored he came to play. So they recorded all those scenes. They probably even cutted it, and they just found out like, nah, maybe the movie is too long and it doesn't fit. It's like in the future, and this red ghost was like one of the very first villain. It doesn't fit the whole narrative of the movie. Yeah, he's so sad he couldn't include his hero, Malkovich. Looks, I mean, he has become old in general. And thank you there for the follow, whoever was it. And Nintendo would love countries to do what they demand, like in this case. Even in the States, they got like people jailed in. It's not like they are not doing shit in the USA. Simply because they're already football, another sport. I know it makes no sense, but when you run head first into each other at full speed, it makes you stupid. Yeah, call it, I don't know, call it head bump ball, or some shit like that. There's a new Genesis 6 button handheld that I saw on X. I really want one. Yeah, I saw something about that, but not super interested in it. New controllers for the older consoles are a welcome addition. John still gets paid. Oh yeah, I mean he didn't act for free, that's for sure. That doesn't matter. Looks like Gandalf. I mean, now when you say that he looks a little bit like Gandalf, he might be the better role for with this design in Rings of Power. Who knows? Who knows? Very successful show, by the way, right? Rings of Power. Now that is a news which I find it super mind-blowing, actually. Cheating in chess. Biggest chess site in the world bans 100,000 accounts a month for cheating. And I don't know how you would even think about cheating in chess. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Chess.com is one of the biggest digital chess platforms in the world with over 100 million members. But as the site has grown and become more popular, it has also attracted naughty players who break the rules and don't play fair. And these days, according to the site's fair play team, over 100,000 accounts are closed each month because of cheating. Every Eden is spendable. What the heck? That's something unusual she does. I mean, I thank you a lot. Thanks for breaking down all the news. Keep building your Eiffel Tower. I just like to report on weird stuff mainly. Thank you for the $10 fucking ever, Eden. I think she wanted to. She can't afford it. But I'm surprised again that she gives me $10. I just told her that the price is still higher for my Hitler mustache. I guess that's the closest she can get to the Hitler. Thank you. He was very serious about it. Wait. My Uncle Dave was a chess master and played online a lot. He used to get super pissed when people cheated. I mean, I get that. I understand that part, absolutely. But I don't understand why you would cheat in such a game in the first place. That's like the least game I would ever cheat. I just can't wrap my head around that cheating in chess. That's all. I'm buying one hair at a time. Okay. In July 15 blog post from chess.com, the site's 30-person fair play dig into the data about cheaters and how the site is trying to get better at finding them and ultimately removing them from the site. It ain't an easy task, as over 20 million games of chess are played on the platform every single day. But the team has gotten pretty good at detecting cheaters and banning their accounts. One interesting stat that chess.com's fair play team shared in the blog post is that nearly 40% of closed accounts are less than 2 weeks old. This means the team's methods of finding and punishing naughty players and bots are doing a solid job of catching cheaters early. But chess.com thinks it can do an even better job at keeping cheaters out. The team is like 30 people. This anti-cheating fair play team is only 30 people, and they keep an eye on 20 million games every day. That's crazy amounts, man. Again, I just found this interesting as a news because cheating in chess. His record for playing chess was playing 5 games of chess at the same time blindfolded. Has good memory for figures on the board. Good for him. Good for him. Now, to the main attraction of today's news, man. We need to talk. I talked a little bit about it yesterday already. And we need to talk more because we got a little bit more information. Mainly that games have been already banned. In the hundreds, by the way. Steam's wildly unclear new rules on adult content have already seen hundreds of games delisted. If you're a regular user of Steam, you'll know that Valve's industry-dominating PC game store is absolutely buried in adult-themed games. Yes, that's very true, and it's still the case, by the way. If you're longer than 1 year on this platform, you come across sooner or later on some sex stuff porn. So much of it. Scrolling the new releases lists revealed that the astonishing number of both crap and quality adult games that are released every day. But on the advent of a new update to the Steamworks documentation for developers, it appears vast numbers of extreme adult games have been delisted from the service. I'm not sure what you mean with extreme adult games, because if it's penetration involved and you see everything, it's still around. Is it not extreme anymore? I don't get it. Which raises a lot of questions. Content warning. This article includes some potentially upsetting game titles. It does. It actually does, yes. Thank you for the warning. Steam's front page does a pretty decent job of curating its content to appeal to the logged-in users. If you've never shown any interest in sex-themed games, you could be forgiven for not even knowing just how many are available on the store. But dig a little deeper, and it's boobs and all the way down. As someone who regularly scrolls the unfiltered new releases page searching for unknown indie games that deserve attention, I'm aware just how ubiquitous such games are. Some look interesting, most look astonishingly dreadful, some just sound foul. What's allowed, however, has now become extremely confusing, with potential repercussions for developers looking to explore controversial territories. In Steam's guidance for developers on the "What You Shouldn't Publish on Steam" is a list of 15 characteristics. Oh, what a word. Breaks me. Some words just fucking break me. A game might have that aren't wanted on the store. There are things like sexually explicit images of real people, and applications built on blockchain technology that issue or allowed exchange of cryptocurrencies or NFTs. The latest added only yesterday reads, content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors and related card networks and banks or internet network providers, in particular certain kinds of adult content. Now that wasn't on my radar yesterday, or internet network providers. So even those providers now can overrule actually like Steam themselves somehow. So Steam allows network providers, just regular your internet provider, to be overruled, which is another level of weird and worrying. It is worrying for me. You're buying Ike's mustache shaving, ever eaten? There you go, Ike, a new way to make some dollars. I made side scrolls $200, man, for shaving it completely. In 2-3 weeks it's regrown. For $100 on my channel, I'm gonna do the Hitler for one show. I told everybody long ago, and I retold Eden. He wants to see that Hitler. I don't know why. Where the fuck was I? Yeah, about the internet provider. So even they can overrule Steam. It's a very unclear and difficult to interpret statement, but as video gamers point out, it follows Nexus mods similarly restricting certain mods in light of the wildly unhelpful UK Online Safety Act that soon comes into force in the UK. I already talked about the Nexus mod stuff almost 2 weeks ago now. And Eden, I talked with Eden today, and she was like a little bit concerned about censoring games, and she was like confused about the game Ready or Not. But the main part she was confused about it was that the school shooting part would be like deleted from it. No, that part stayed in. The school shooting mission is still in the game. But what they censored was mainly like nudity. So you're not going to see a lot of nipples anymore. But on Nexus mod, weirdly enough, you can get like the mod to make everything again visible. That's all I can report on that issue. Whether this move is related, if it's Valve rolling out new rule for the entire world in order to cover its backs with the implausible restrictions the British government is imposing on websites and banks, is not known. But as Automaton noticed, this rule change has coincided with a purge of extreme adult games on Steam, with hundreds marked as delisted by SteamDB over the last 24 hours. And yes, if you go on the links are, by the way, all down below, you see a lot of this stuff now. Like retired, removed from the store, a lot of those games. And I can't go scroll over all of them to show them, but most of those are like those adult novels, nudity, sexual novels, interactive novels, how you call them, with just very lame designed overall in general, because you just scroll through your story, click maybe one or two answers or questions and all that, and you get to the next page and see some action going on there. Some nice penetrations for some people. They are very cheap, usually $5-10, and many of those are being removed. I don't know what the real like standard is now, because like the title mentions and the thumbnail, Sex with Hitler is still around on Steam. You can get Sex with Hitler for 2049 or 46 or whatever it was. Sex with Stalin is, I think, still around too. So I don't know what the rules really are. I don't really know. We're talking about games themed around topics like incest, rape, and slavery. Titles like Incest Tales, Webcam Daughter, and Reincarnation in Another World going to rape all NPCs VR. A lot of raping going on here, yeah, and yeah. It's just weird why people are so into incest stuff. It's just weird. One franchise alone, called Interactive Sex, appears to have had 54 games removed, meaning you can no longer play Incest Daughters Episode 4 or Daddy-Daughter Incest. Good job. Good job. I mean, I don't mind if those games really vanish. I just mind that where's the line of real censorship? Where's the line of deleting like legit games? You know, where's the line really? Because it's all just weird fantasy, right? It is not real. That latter example, which does not feature children, oh, thank you, thank God, I guess, even as an atheist, has been on sale on Steam since February 28th of this year. The reincarnate rape-themed VR game, so somebody put even effort in VR, virtual reality, had been available since March 14th. Both are now gone. But it's important to note, this isn't a banhammer situation. It feels a little bit like it. Seeing the list, how much red is going on even games which not necessarily involve any rape or incest stuff, it feels like a very big banhammer, actually. For fuck's sake, I like titty with my school murders. You can get the mod, like I said. Where the heck was I? The developer of Daddy-Daughter Incest, Erotic Games Club, still has hundreds of porn games on sale on Steam. And more confusingly, these still include incest-themed games, labeled as such on the store. So it's very hard to understand what's happening. That's what I'm saying the whole time. I don't know what the rules really are. I'm not making games, I'm just like thinking it might get worse over time. Hoy Ball of Tennis, he comes in with money. I'm using your streams to retrain an AI model so I can have authentic audio for the game I'm building in Unity. Swiss Mister, Ike's Mustache Ride Chronicles. Okay. If I'm a help, I'm glad I can be a help. Thanks for the $5. Weird people. Weird people on my streams, as usual. I love it though. I love weird people in my chats. The vast majority of these games are utterly awful visual novels, barely interactive combination of static images and briefly looped in animated models, mostly depicted bog standard porn-like sex acts. Most are priced around $5 and have either no reviews or very negative remarks. The shovelware output not worth the wank. Hey, let me decide if it's worth a wank or not, okay? And look, I have my own opinions on these games and you have yours. I'm not here to pronounce my own boundaries, and your personal taste or distaste isn't really irrelevant. Valve is very clear that it's happy to host adult content on the store, and it offers options for customers to have all such games hidden from you. That's why rule number 3 on its guidelines says you should not attempt to distribute adult content that isn't appropriately labeled and age-gated. Yeah, I mean, you give the developer just tools like I can mark it as adult and you should be fine, right? Just the customer should be able to spot it right on without the need for any other options, selections in Steam itself. Just give the tools to people and we should be all right, right? The issues that I see come down to the complete ambiguity with which this new rule has been introduced. How is any developer supposed to be able to divine what might violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processes and related card networks and banks or internet network providers? Should they email MasterCard and T-Mobile to ask the corporations if they are happy with their sex-themed tile sliding puzzle game? Oh god, there are so many sex-themed tile sliding puzzle games on Steam. Yes, there are a lot of them. And what are the certain kinds of adult content? Does everyone have to guess? Yeah, that's my main issue with all that. That's my real main issue with all that. How can a developer really decide is that now all right or not? Do I need to go to my my internet provider or to any all them internet providers and ask them for is it allowed? Is it okay with you? It's just becoming weird, super weird. I don't want to be a game developer and publish my stuff now on Steam. That's all I can say. Honestly, I couldn't care less about all these dreadful smutty sims. They're churned out by content factories, presumably hoping to catch the attention of horny customers. Or everyone gets what they deserve when they pay $5 to watch two barely animated custom nude models rotting back and forth. Whatever. But what concerns me is the collateral damage. One of the real positives of Valve's incredible liberal approach to what it will sell is that it allows incredible, complex, and difficult topics to be explored by brave developers. People regularly interrogate their own traumas through visual novels and interactive fiction, while others explore their sexual kinks via similar mediums. Victims of incest might want to create incredible challenging games that process such experiences in healthy and productive ways. What happens here if it's to turn out that certain kinds of adult themed include such topics? And who decides what's allowed, Valve or Visa? Yeah. And he goes on and on with other little concerns here. It's just a weird situation we are in right now, especially with Steam. I bet the other bigger platforms are gonna include similar stuff now, especially because the UK has with this new Safety Act trying to protect children. That's always the excuse, right? Oh, think somebody of the children and all that. It's a big law. It has, I think, about 250 pages of text, and who really reads all that? And it's just a fucking mess, man. And the normal consumers are always those who are gonna pay for all that bull crap. And we're gonna have to provide IDs sooner or later to all those platforms because very ambiguous laws, right? It's all just very weird. I don't like where we are heading, especially giving the powers to internet providers and payment processors. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Call him Swissler. Hitler Swiss, Dirk Swissler, Eikdolf Swissler. Great names, thank you so much. As the freedom bleeds away, I will buy less and less. That's another method. We can talk all about with our wallet. The problem is, I think we are not in the majority. I think the majority is just too stupid, and I'm gonna come back to this behavior of the majority, how they will just go along with those stupid things. Just to get one, the internet is coming. What? Just to get one on the internet is coming. What phrase is that? Is that even English? Ouch, my junk. Time for a Rumble to launch gaming platform. They have a gaming platform. It's the gaming section. You're right in the gaming section with the greatest fucking news on 10 a.m. Eastern every day. Here, Switzerland.playit. The majority are asleep. They are. But I still won't be another lemming led to the cliffside by the Pied Piper. That's unfortunately fake news there, Godzilla. Disney killed those lemmings, man. Disney killed all of those lemmings. Over the cliff with you, we need to film that. They did that. Oh, it didn't rabbit. We are doing the news. Side note, Carl Urban as Mortal Kombat's Johnny Cage gets a fake action movie trailer. Yeah, Carl Urban, I like him. I think he's a great actor. I think he's like this stoic, like pissed, all the time pissed guy. And I think he fits very well as Johnny Cage in the new upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 movie. I forgot the date. Maybe it's going to tell us. Yeah, here. October 24th, Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 1 was very successful overall. Very gory, very brutal, but I think it fits the game, right? Very good remakes, and this one is going to be, I think, good too. Johnny Cage, played by Carl Urban. He looks like a Johnny Cage. He is like this naughty, macho guy. He is an actor, right, in the lore, but actually he knows how to fight and all that. I'm looking a little bit forward to that. Go watch this little trailer, which is a fake trailer, Johnny Cage playing like in movies, which is funny enough. They made a trailer for a trailer, pretty much. Carl Urban is alright. More Mortal Kombat movies would be fun as long as CGI is not used. Or they're gonna use CGI, but it looks very real overall. Mortal Kombat 1, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Very brutal, very Mortal Kombat-like. Beheadings and splitting of people and all that. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Freezing them and destroying them in a freezing form, like Sub-Zero does. Sonic Racing Crossworld will offer Switch 2 upgrade path and cross progression. I reported on that. I think it's gonna be a probably beloved game. The price point is way too high. What was it, like $70 on Steam? The base version, not even like with have other skins and all that include all other characters. Nickelodeon characters, you're gonna pay extra. I think it was $80 or $90 for the deluxe version with the season 1 pass or some shit. But they will bring it on Switch 1 first, and then gonna release it like an upgradable thing for the Switch 2. Sega has shared new details about Sonic Racing Crossworlds on Switch 2, confirming the game will arrive digitally this holiday season on the console with an upgrade path for original Switch owners. Then next year the game will get a physical release for the Nintendo's new system with the full base game on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. You're gonna wait for that, but in the meantime you can upgrade it for $10. Sonic Racing Crossworlds will launch September 25th on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Switch, with pre-orders already available. This is the first release window Sega has provided for the Switch 2 version, adding that Switch players who pay the $10 upgrade fee for Switch 2 will carry over their progression. So you can play the game and do all kinds of stuff in the Switch 1 version, unlock characters, unlock courses and all that, and you can just move your save state too. That also means the Switch 2 edition of Sonic Racing Crossworld will cost $70. Yeah, when the physical release cartridge, $70 even for the consoles. The same as PS5 and Xbox Series X, instead of Switch's price point of $60. Last but not least, cross-platform matchmaking is a go on Switch 2. That is probably the best news for fans of such games. You can cross-platform play from PC to with PS4 and 5 contenders. Might be a big success. I don't know. I'm not super looking into it because price point. Little follow-up here on this news. I talked about it, when was it, on Monday? About Subnautica and their battle with the ex-CEOs and executives. Former Subnautica 2 leaders accuse Krafton, which is the mother company, of hindering games release, firing them to avoid paying $250 million US bonus. So the short story was, the Krafton, the main company, told the guys in the developer company, what was it, Unknown Worlds, what's the name of the company? You're going to get the 250 million bonus if you release the game in this and that time period. So the mother company wants the game released. So I find it very weird that now those CEOs who left the company because they didn't release it and they didn't want to release whatever, accusing now the mother company here, the parent company, for hindering them, makes all no sense. So the plot continues to thicken in the ongoing battle between the former leadership of Subnautica 2 studio, Unknown Worlds, and parent company Krafton. Thank you there for the follow. Much appreciated. Now with the studio's founders alleging in a lawsuit that Krafton went out of its way to hinder Subnautica 2's development, delay the game, and ultimately fire them from the studio after it learned it may have to pay out $250 million US bonus to employees if the game were to be released on time. Might be the case. I don't think so, because what they showed in the early access so far doesn't look like finished at all. So you're far from a release date, really. So why are you blaming now this bigger company? It's just weird to me. I think you're hurting each other like too much, and the gamer will pay the price for your ongoing battle here by you just waiting for the sequel game here of Subnautica, and probably need to pay a bigger price for the base game in the future. Who knows? It's the second most wishlisted game, as I reported on Monday. Amid fan confusion around the risk of using a well-known Pokemon Go exploit, the game's developer responds by pointing back to its terms of service, which lay out its rules on cheating. Hello, how are you doing today? Ahoy, Bella. I'm fine. The alleged risk of using well-known Pokemon Go exploit is causing widespread confusion among the game's community, fueled by a dire warning from the senior player that supposedly originated from the app's own development team. So the story in short here is, there's an exploit in the game that allows you to do like certain stuff, like showing you are not there. With Pokemon Go, you need to go to places and catch those creatures at those places. But it allows you, this exploit allows you to go a little bit further from where you actually are not located right now. So it's a bug, it's a glitch, call it what you want, but it's something wrong with the game, and some people use that little thing. They are not using any third-party software and all that, so I think they are not doing anything wrong. It's upon the game developer to fix holes, to close the little glitches, to fix your game. Just fix your game, right? But they tell us directly, like, if you use this exploit, you're gonna be probably banned from the community, from the game completely, and your account is gonna be deleted and all that. So don't use this exploit. What if somebody doesn't know it's an exploit? If they think it's just a regular game mechanic for whatever reason? Do I, as a gamer, have to go around every game see what is wrong with you, or talk to the developer. Is this allowed? Is it a glitch? Is it an exploit in your eyes? Or am I at risk of being banned and all that? I just find it very, very, very stupid and very cheap by game developers, like even like suggesting you might be banned for our incompetence in programming the game correctly. Why don't you fix it already? It's a known bug, it's a known like exploit for now years, and you still haven't fixed it and threaten people for using it with a ban. That's stupid. That reminds me of World of Warcraft. When I played a lot, there was on one raid where you had like a ship, an airship, and you had like a little step to go to a platform, and it was like bugged. You couldn't just walk over it like it should be. You fell through the floor because it was just a little glitch there. And people could avoid that very easily by just getting the priest levitation spell on them, and so they could have levitated over that little step, not to fall through the floor right away. And Blizzard did a very stupid thing. They threatened gamers and players, like, if you use levitation to get around this very poorly designed step there by us, by the way, by Blizzard, it's a glitch, you might risk getting banned from the game, by the way. So don't use levitation, a spell in the game where you can use it anytime you actually want, doesn't really matter. But if you use it in this case to get over this one step, not to fall through the floor and die, like the whole raid to die, yeah, if you use that mechanic this way, you risk your account. That reminds me of that. And it sounds stupid, but game developers, man, sometimes fuck off, those people. Pokemon Go to Hell Edition. Exploits are available to all players. That's true too. Look, a Squirtle in the middle of the freeway. I have to get it. That happened, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know about this Squirtle, if that's a real monster in Pokemon. And we have to finish off the last news today with this one, which is linked a little bit to the other bigger news about banning people and then verification and what is allowed on where and all. Roblox new safety features include an AI that will guess your age based on a video selfie. Already in this title, so much wrong, man. Roblox has announced a new range of safety features directed specifically at teenagers ages 13 to 17, including a new age estimation technology that uses AI to guess a user's age based on a video selfie they submit. I want to be very clear already here. AI can't guess. Guessing is preserved to living beings. Guessing only a human, not only a human, but mainly a human can do. Living beings can guess. And AI, which is not even an AI, it's a large language model again, can't guess shit. It just compares and makes like a value out of it, how many comparisons you fit in. So don't talk like that. It's not guessing. Today's announcement reveals several new features being implemented in Roblox that the company claims will improve teen and child safety on its platform. It's always about child safety, as usual. At the core of the announcement are new features specifically for teens ages 13 to 17, giving them more freedom on the platform than younger children, but still less than adults. Teens will be able to designate trusted connection on Roblox with whom they will be able to chat and on the platform without filters. Per Roblox, the goal is to better monitor conversations teens are having on Roblox rather than having them lured to third-party platforms where unmonitored conversation could become inappropriate. Yeah, I'm not going to read the whole article. And it goes on about the history in Roblox, that the pedophiles are roaming the places there and they needed desperately to do something. I'm pissed about the whole issue here because Roblox made like a separated app called Gilded. It's pretty much just a clone of Discord, but with more features and with better features, more abilities. It's like a clone, but better, which is weird, right? I loved it. You were in contact with your people very easily. You could have made a calendar. You could have made like little gatherings. You could have scheduled stuff and all that. It had like a platform for making like a billboard, pretty much. I made like guides for emulators there and all that. I just liked the whole platform. But then they needed, because of child safety, to connect the Gilded platform to the Roblox, to the parent company. Roblox was the parent company. And you can only log in with a Roblox account, and the Roblox account has to be verified in some way. Usually for the US and the Switzerland, UK is probably the same. You needed to verify with at least your phone number to have the account verified to be able to use it. And I'm just prophesizing right now, the platform will go more steps than just this AI age verification with a selfie. I don't know if they are going to store all that shit, if they are going to abuse the gullible teenagers' minds by just providing them with more faces, right, for the AI crap. I'm going to predict they're going to have more and more ID verification, directly ID verification, meaning they might want from the teenager not only a selfie with the face, but also the ID anyway shown in the picture, also the ID in a big scan. So I don't like anything of this story. This sounds to me like it's a nightmare, and it's going to get just worse and worse. I feel like seeing the story about Steam today, Steam might sooner or later demand age verification with IDs, maybe the same method here, providing an ID, face, whatever, right? I don't like the ways we are going with in gaming at all, and I might be one of those guys who will lose the whole library because I'm not going to provide them with more than they really need. Fuck them in that sense, but who knows? And that was it, man. I don't know. I had a lot of angry making news today, especially this child safety stuff and internet provider and Visa having a say in who can provide games on a platform. Very, very weird. What do you think about that? Every day, 10 a.m. Eastern on this channel, I'm going to talk about games, movies, and shows, about stuff that is recent or stuff that might be just on the horizon, coming into our field of enjoyment, and destroy the enjoyment. As gamers, we like just to be left alone, just have our fun, as long as it's not like literally illegal and hurting anybody. Fuck off. How about that? How about that? You can leave a comment. You can follow the channel wherever you are on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, or Twitch. I'm streaming every day, 10 a.m. the news, the angry game news. My name is Ike. That's Switzerland.playit for you. Thank you. Thank you, Ball of Tennis. Thank you, Eden, for the great and very generous donation there. Have a good one wherever you are. Bye-bye.